problem.
So how far apart are they? And are the Democrats worried that President Obama will give away too much to get a deal? Maryland Congressman Steny Hoyer is the House Democratic Whip. Mr. Leader, you have got a tough job, and I don't know how you're getting through this. And I mean, I really mean this. I've heard a report today that there's going to be some kind of effort to look at changes down the road, that we can't cut taxes, or rather raise taxes right now. We can't cut benefits right now because of the economy being so precarious. Does that mean we're going to have to push it? The big changes to deal with the deficit and debt are going to have to go down the road a bit into the long term, maybe more than 10 years.
Well, Chris, I don't know about more than 10 years, but certainly, as you know, in Simpson-Bowles, Senator Simpson and former Chief of Staff Erskine Bowles, in their report, they posited that we needed to, and they proposed making substantial cuts, raising revenues, and dealing across the board with all items of expenditure. But they said in the near term, meaning the next year or so, we needed to be very careful that we did not have the opposite effect by dampening down a struggling economy, obviously, right, as we saw today, which will decrease revenues and make the problem worse, not better. So in the short term, I agree with the Bowles-Simpson suggestion that we be very careful in the short term. There is no doubt, however, that in the White House yesterday or Thursday, there was a clear agreement that this was a serious challenge that confronted us, and it demanded that all of us try to come together and reach an agreement whereby we will certainly over the next 10 years and 20 years bring this deficit down and bring the debt down because it's not sustainable.
Do most of the members in your caucus agree that this is an urgent matter, that this is not a kabuki dance, that this August 2nd is a reality, that you cannot afford to have the world money markets think of the United States as a deadbeat?
Absolutely. I think that the entire caucus, to a person, believes that putting the United States of America in the position where it doesn't pay its bills will have ramifications to everybody in this country and around the world. As a matter of fact, I've told the Speaker and I've told Mr. Cantor, the Republican leader, that Democrats would come up with at least 150 votes to make sure that we extend the debt limit so we can not default and pay the bills that we have already incurred. So that I think the answer is emphatically yes, Chris. We believe that this is a very serious issue, and Secretary Geithner has made it very clear that after August 2nd, there is no maneuvering room. We will have run out of ways to manage our cash flow that enables us to pay our bills, and that we will be in default.
The President said the other day
that we cannot let happen.
The President said the other day that Social Security as well as Medicare, they're all on the table. How's that selling with your caucus?
Well, I think I've said many times everything needs to be on the table. Leader Pelosi has said the same. We have also said that we must not touch the benefits Social Security recipients are receiving, or that undermine Medicare benefits. But we have not said that, therefore, they ought to be off the table. I agree, though, with Leader Pelosi, and you just used her. Social Security has not been part of the problem. As a matter of fact, Social Security up until this year has been, as you well know, Chris, providing surpluses, which we have used. So Social Security is not the problem, but we do need to strengthen and make Social Security sustainable over the long term. But we need to consider Social Security on its own merits without adversely affecting those who are getting benefits. The fact is that everything needs to be on the table, but not every facet of everything should be on the table. We don't think, I agree with the Leader Pelosi, we don't certainly want to look at reducing health care costs for people or reducing Social Security benefits for people because we want to give large tax cuts to the wealthiest in America. That's not, I think, a policy that the American public thinks is either smart or, frankly, moral.
Okay, it's going to be a tough couple of days. Thank you so much, U.S. Congressman Steny Hoyer.
Thank you.